Welcome back, everybody, to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. In this video, I mentioned in my gameplay through for Yog-Sothoth, I would do a separate video on two mods I used in that game. These are some custom, non-official mods. I learned about these from Board Game Geeks, and they were not both created by me, although I did do some design, let's say some construction or interpretation for Forgotten Endings. But these two mechanisms are called Final Mythos and Forgotten Endings. And if you go into the description, there'll be links to both of the posts that I got these ideas from Board Game Geeks and the original contributors. Thank you very much for your designs and really cool mechanism. I played through it a few times, and you can see me play through it in my Yog-Sothoth gameplay. That the link will be at the end of the video. If you also check down below in my in the description, you can also see the link to August Moldenhauer's Cthulhu Journals out of Lovecraft's Providence, 3 volumes, Genealogy of Cthulhu, Psychoanalysis of Rillier, Archaeology of Yog-Sothoth. It helps support the channels. These are Lovecraft-inspired blurrings of reality by August Moldenhauer, in which there's a purported connection between Cthulhu mythology of Lovecraft and actual human history. So you've got some study of that exact topic in Genealogy of Cthulhu. You've got the Psychoanalysis of Rillier, which looks into the Rillierian script and translates some of those fragments of the Necronomicon. And then finally, the Archaeology of Yog-Sothoth. This is just utter madness, as Lovecraft himself would say, yog-sothothery. Okay, so back to the game mod. I printed these out. These are the Final Mythos. So I was actually one of the run-throughs playing Eldritch horror with my kids, and my son said, "Oh, it's kind of an anticlimactic ending, both when we won and when we lose. It's like either you investigators win, and the old one doesn't awaken, and sort of like doom is avoided, right? Or the investigators lose, doom awakens, and there's not really like that last kind of text, you know." So both of these mechanisms play in that space. With Final Mythos, this is sort of like if you run out of Mythos cards, this would be the last Mythos card. So you could shuffle this up. Your Mythos cards run out, and you can see the similar design to the Mythos cards. I'll also do a split screen here of how I printed these, so you can see that in a bit. But Final Mythos cards would have a final card where it's like the investigators lose and some description text. So it's very cool. So there's two sorts of Final Mythos cards. One of them is a little final death with a death symbol here, as sort of like it's doom. But then there's these other ones that are quite dark humor, comical, in that it spawns monsters, reckoning, and then you repeat. It says, place this card back on the top of the deck, and repeat it again. So for example, in this one it says, the place beyond. Where is everyone? The air tastes of iron. Numbness creeps over your body. All the color and light bleed away as though had been nothing but a mirage. Gradually, even your panic fades, leaving only the maddening loneliness of the darkness unending. End the Mythos phase, the investigators lose the game, the place beyond. I mean, this is great. It's like a death card. But then you have this one, the desperate measures. Abject despair clutches your heart. You can feel something otherworldly gnawing at the edge of reality. Roll a die. If the result is equal to or lower than the number of investigators on the board, the lead investigators must choose one investigator to be devoured. And then place this card on the top of the deck and repeat it each phase. So quite fitting victory cards, let's say, for the Mythos deck running out. So that's called Final Mythos. I'll leave it here. And the other one is mechanism is called Forgotten Endings. So this is a bit more involved. Let's take, for example, with this Nyarlathotep here. So there's a final forgotten ending. There's a forgotten ending for each of the great old ones, and they have 3 different flavors. Investigators win, investigators lose, and then a sort of special unique victory where the investigators win, or they get to encounter the older one, depending on the different case. And again, these are just final stories. So it's either the old one awakens, and it's doomsday, and this is how you lose the game. So the investigators will lose the game, and this is the story of their loss. Or the old one does not awaken, and the investigators win, and there's some final closure to the victory of the investigators. So anyway, it's a great additional mechanic. Just a little history on my involvement of this one. The original Forgotten Endings was created by a contributor on Board Game Geeks from Russia, and they were originally in Russian. So he designed all the artwork, and again, in the description there'll be the links to that post so you can see the originals. He designed all this artwork, all the text was his, but the originals were in Russian. Then the Board Game Geek community, someone went ahead and translated that text to English, but I wasn't able to find a file that actually put them all together. So what I did was I just took the original designs, the English translation, and then I also kind of made it a little bit simpler. If you can see, I sort of made this so that one great old one could fit on one sheet of cardstock. There was originally 5 losing, 5 wins, and then 1 unique win. But I just made it 4, so I just went through them and sort of almost randomly. I haven't read all of the texts, but I just took the titles that seemed the coolest. So this is my condensed version, but it's print ready. I'll leave the print ready file also in the description, so you guys are free to use this in your game. And like I said, while I'm talking here, maybe over here I'll have a video of just some screenshots of working on the video. Again, they have all the great old ones are here. So there's Cthulhu, there's Shadmel, there's Azathoth, Atlach Nacha, Nephrim Ka, Ithaqua, Aboth, Hypnos from the Dreamlands, Yog-Sothoth. I've got a Yog-Sothoth playthrough where I actually use both Final Mythos and Forgotten Endings, so you can check that out. I've got the playlist linked in the description. Elder Things from Mountains of Madness, the Syzygy, Yig, and the Antediluvium. So again, add these, print them out, add them to your gameplay. I think you'll enjoy them. I actually, in my game storage, I've got a box just for these, so I keep these in their own case along with the Prelude cards. I think that kind of goes together. So Preludes are the pre-game, and these are like the post-game. So thanks for watching. Please leave a comment what you thought about the cards. Like and subscribe if you like what we were doing here. Leave a comment and check out some of the other videos, and we'll see you next time. I've got the full walkthroughs gameplay for Eldritch Horror coming up. I've got similar figures and walkthroughs for Cthulhu Wars, and I just got Cthulhu Death May Die, so I'll be doing some figure painting as well and some playthroughs through that. So we'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.